Hi everyone, my name is Somi and you are welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about something serious. It's very serious. Take it seriously. Forget the fact that I'm laughing. Listen, we all know like before you date somebody or before you get into like a serious relationship with somebody or you marry this person, there are some questions that you need to ask them, right? And we all know the typical questions that people ask. I'm not talking about your favorite color and your favorite food, all that nonsense, no. We all know that questions that people think that should be asked, right? For example, do you believe in God? What do you value most in a relationship? How do you handle conflict before they go blow your eye? Do you believe in traditional gender roles? Kind of relationship you have with the family? Love languages, deal breakers in relationships. How do you spend your free time? Long-term goals, or do you want children? How many children do you want? So yeah, I'm not talking about these questions. Even though these questions they are important, right? There are some questions that need to be asked that people don't ask. And later in life, it proves a problem because the stories that I've been seeing on social media these days, oh my God. The first one is, and this one is also sparked by a comment that I saw on Twitter. In case of complications during labor, who do you save? You have to ask this question because some man came out and said, no brainer, of course I'm saving the child. I held my chest for a few minutes there, hoping that this man was not yet married. Because imagine his wife seeing that. I couldn't think. I stopped to think for a moment. I couldn't. I saw some responses under there, but I still could not even bring myself to type anything because what do you even want to say to somebody like that? Just imagine that you're in labor, you are dying, and they're like, oh, they have to save one of you. And your husband, he's standing there telling the doctors to save the baby and leave you to go and meet your maker.
Jesus is Lord!
Please, this question is so important. So that if it tells you that it's the baby he's going to save, you will dust your slippers and take up. I mean, no one is praying for that kind of situation, but you still need to know these things. The next one is, how do you handle stress? How do you handle stress? You see this one, I cannot overemphasize it. All of this is not from my personal experiences, but I've seen things because I know a lot of people and I know what they're passing through. And then we see stories on social media. Because I've seen somebody that, because he was stressed out, he was eating over 8,000 calories every day because of stress. Imagine marrying a man and he's a size, say, 12. And before your first anniversary, Oga is size 24 and he has become obese. Imagine marrying somebody that handles stress by isolating himself. He will just travel and leave you. You don't know, you're in the dark. Imagine somebody that handles stress by ranting to other people and then you're a private person and then your whole business is out there. I've seen things happen. Imagine someone that handles stress by drinking. And then every day you're coming back home or a drunken man is coming back home to you. People handle stress differently. And the way some people handle stress, you don't even want to know. But just know that this is an important question that you have to ask that man before you say I do. Another important question. This one is not funny because we have lost a lot of women to this foolishness. Is if their church allows C-section or they are doing Hebrew women things over there. Because the amount of women that have lost their life because they say, oh, my pastor say she will deliver like Hebrew woman, or oh, my wife cannot do CS, is disgusting, to say the least. Because why is somebody dying for no absolute reason? Because to me, it is stupidity. And I know that some people that attend churches like that, I am sorry, to me, that's just stupidity. Because what do you mean that you will deliver like the Hebrew women? Well, let me even bust you guys bubble. So the whole story about the Hebrew woman is a lie, right? Because Pharaoh had ordered all the killing of all the male children, right? The male babies. So he had all of the midwives to kill them. two midwives, I can't remember their names, decided that they did not want to do this because they loved God and they feared God. And they decided that they were not going to do that. So they lied to Pharaoh. So when Pharaoh realized that male children were still being kept alive, he decided to find out what's in this up. The midwife said, oh, that these Hebrew women, that before they even get to them, they would have given birth, that they did not need the help of midwives to give birth, like that births were that easy. That was a lie they told Pharaoh. So when people are saying, oh, give birth like Hebrew women, they are referring to that, oh, they did not need the midwives. But actually, that did not happen. They did actually need midwives. They did still go through the struggle of regular labor, but they just lied about it. It's a myth. So any pastor telling you, oh, you give birth like Hebrew women, run. Because that pastor doesn't even know the word. Because how can you even, as a minister, you claim that you're a minister of God, and that you're supposed to be preaching and spreading the word, and you don't even know the word that you're spreading, and you're spreading lies. So please, make sure you ask that man if he belongs to a church that they don't believe in CS, because that's how see death when you are, God forbid, but when you're in that situation, you don't want somebody that is holding your life, especially in Nigerian hospitals where they tell you that they need the consent from the man, that you yourself, the person, cannot even give consent, which is something I don't even understand. That's like topic for another day. Like, why can't I decide myself that I want to have the C-section done? A lot of hospitals need to just stop that rubbish, because what's that? So one other man is not telling me that I'm going to die. He's not allowing me to die because his church does not believe in C-section. I beg, please make sure you ask that question, because if not, you might be fighting for your life. The next one is still kind of related to what I just talked about, but people that follow spiritual leaders blindly, they will never, if this is their Bible, they never opened it. Their Bible is gathering dust, if they even have one. They just take whatever their spiritual leader, their pastor, their whoever says, and just eat it up. So make sure you ask, find out if he's that kind of person, because they're very dangerous. I saw on Instagram, or was it on Twitter, story about a man that woke up one day and left his wife because his pastor said that God revealed to him that that woman was not the one for him. Apparently, I don't know, maybe he changed churches. Where was this pastor when they got married? He did not see clearly that time. I have seen people say, oh, their pastor said their wife is cause of their problems. Their wife is this, their wife is that. Somebody will just wake up from nowhere and tell you something and you just swallow it hook, line, and sinker. Please, by all means, avoid people like this. This last one annoys me so much, and I wonder why people even laugh about it. This question you should ask is, you ask this man if he's a lover of weaponized incompetence. Because tell me why I give you this book, Mr. Samson, please go to the supermarket and buy this book for me. Then the man will now come back from the supermarket with this thing and tell you, oh, he thought it was the same thing. It's not funny. People post a lot of pictures or post a lot of instances on Twitter. Oh, I sent him to buy, maybe like you sent him to buy like naan. There was one, I know, lady asked him to buy naan 1, Abi SMA 1 baby milk, right? Baby formula. She sent this man a picture, told him the name. He went to the supermarket, came back with naan 3. And people were laughing, oh, men always be men. That is not funny. There are only two things involved here. It's either you're so dense and so dumb, or you just do it on purpose so that your wife doesn't actually send you to the market again. It's one of these two things, and none of them are funny. And I see a lot of people say, oh, men, my husband did this. And then you see a lot of similar stories under the comments. That is not funny. It's not funny. Are you a dunce? How would I tell you buy Hollandia? You go and bring up Parafa yogurt for me. Okay. I'm sorry, but this really pains me. It struck a nerve when every time I see a story like this, it always strikes a nerve. How can some people, they will even give you the picture, give you the packet, the container, you will now come back with something else, and you say you are normal. Please, I beg. These questions I'm telling you guys about is It's not me that will suffer at the end of the day. It's you guys. You better ask that man before you marry him all these questions before you step into that marriage. All the same, please, let me state that this was mostly for humor. In as much as I'm trying to make humor out of this, I'm trying to make this funny, it's actually serious, because some of these things are actually serious, especially about the pregnancy one, about the CS one. It's actually serious. So please take this thing seriously. Make sure you ask these questions, because you might be surprised at the answers that you get. If you've made it this far, it means you enjoyed this video, you enjoyed the sound of my voice, you enjoyed my face, you enjoyed what I'm talking about. So please subscribe and let's keep this ministry moving. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think. If there are other questions you think that people should ask their partners before they say I do, write them down in the comment section. I think we should do one for women later on. Oh no, we don't do that here. Somebody else should do that. If there are other questions you think that should be asked, if women should ask men, not men asking women, if other questions that women should ask men before they say I do, please put them down in the comment section. And if there's anything you think you want me to talk about, let me know. Bye.